everybody. Come on in. It's the Daily Bern. We're going to start in just a minute. It's Super Tuesday. We need each other today. Come on in. It's the Daily Bern. We're going to hang out for a little longer than usual today. We're going to cover the primary results. So come on in and hang out. Let's go through these results together. Let's be there for each other today on Super Tuesday. So this is the Daily Bern. Come on in and please share, especially if you're here on Facebook. For some reason, my phone doesn't have internet. All of a sudden, right before this show started, my phone lost internet, will not connect to the internet, and I can't share. Looking at. So if you could share for me on Facebook and YouTube, share it over there as well. Ruh-roh. Are we back? Looks like we are having technical problems, but I'm going to try and fight through them. Hopefully it doesn't become unwatchable. I don't know what's going on. Some kind of throttling, some kind of shenanigans. We've been experiencing that kind of stuff all day. Hey, Jack. Ginger says, feel like I'm in church. It is church. We're believers in here. We know that we need to do everything to make sure this happens and to make this a reality. So come on in. This is the war room of the political revolution. So this is the place to be. This is where you want to see these Super Tuesday results. We're going to look at those here in just a minute and bring those up. But Jack says he sees me. Ginger shared. Thank you. Hey, Kathy. Dion. Kathy voted. Good job. Also, yes on the proposal to let liquor stores stay open on Sundays. That's interesting. There's a lot of things on the ballot today. And that's what I've never really understood. Liquor stores having to be closed on Sundays. That always seemed really weird and just something that they gave like the church people as a concession or something to that nature. But we've been on a couple times today. I've been trying to spread excitement about the Daily Bern and excitement about this primary and get people riled up and ready to go vote and get out there and make a difference today. This had the potential and I think still is going to be one of the biggest days in political history, and especially progressive history. We're doing something historic, and what we're doing today on Super Tuesday, no matter how much they are able to pull shenanigans by closing polling stations and doing things with preliminary ballots and other things that we'll get into, because we always face the truth in here. We always talk about the truth and reality of the situation. So we will get into that stuff. But despite all of that, it's not going to matter because we are going to win. We are going to do everything needed to make sure that we do. So come on in and let's check out these results. I'm going to pull them up in just a minute and we're going to go through them. Now, I can tell you I was already disappointed with some of them. So, and it's getting worse. I'm not going to lie. So, I don't know about my demeanor and how that's going to go during this Daily Bern. I'm going to try really hard to be super positive here because we need to be upbeat. This is a marathon. And I don't know what we might see tonight, but what we've done already is historic. And we are going to come out the other end of this the victors. We will win this. We will make this happen. This will become a reality. And the reason for that is everything that we have done all of the work that we have done out there, spreading truth, phone banking, canvassing, talking to people, getting the information out there, everything that we've done, every little thing, it all adds up and it's all paying off. Now, I've got to be honest with you. I don't like what I'm seeing so far coming in. But I'm going to bring it up and face the enemy head on so that we can all see what I'm talking about. Let's fix this here so we can look at it. Virginia, Alabama, and North Carolina being called for Biden. Alabama at 0% as well. North Carolina was called at 0%. Now, they say they're doing that with exit polls. It's funny how they're using exit polls now, but they never used them before. Why are exit polls suddenly good enough to use now? That's interesting, isn't it? They're going to do everything they can to stop us. And I do not believe that this is happening legitimately. So far, with the results in, Bernie has won Vermont. They've got Biden projected to win Massachusetts. Now, see, what they're doing when they call a state at 0% is they're trying to get everybody to just go ahead and leave. Just give up. Look away. Don't look over here no more. Well, I really hope we don't tolerate this. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out entirely, and it kind of scares me. But we're going to watch this together and hang out. Even though I'm having technical problems, I'm going to check in on you guys on YouTube here in just a second. But right now I can't see your comments. But these primary results so far, I am legitimately shocked by them. I really am. I'm shocked by what I'm seeing right now, and I don't believe this. I don't believe these results, and I don't believe calling it for him so early. Point 2 in, they're already saying it. Point 7 in, they're already saying it. I don't believe the exit poll lie, that they're basing this on exit polls. I don't believe that. Sorry. I don't know if you heard that. This is just a baby little show, but we're going to do our best to sit here and look at this as it unfolds. These results are updating live. And I'm going to do something I don't usually do on the Daily Bern, but I'm going to smoke during this episode because I'm going to focus as much as I can on reiterating, no matter what happens, no matter how this plays out, that what we're doing is what makes change happen. What they may try to do today is break us mentally. We can't allow that. This happens. This happens no matter what. We do not back down. We do not quit. We do not give up, no matter what plays out tonight. So going in, we're owning that. But this is the most neutral site I could find for this, Politico. There's probably better ones. I need to find out. I need to find out where the news gets theirs, because I don't like using coverage, especially that's going to call the races before they've even ended. Like, do they just highlight whoever's winning, or is this done to change perceptions, change people's ideas of what's actually playing out? Josh, do you buy this? Biden taking the lead? Do you buy this? I mean, just out of curiosity. I know I'm the conspiracy theory guy, and I tend to not believe in stuff like this and in lies like this, and I think this is a lie. I think what we're seeing is democracy being attempted to at being stolen. You saw hundreds of polling locations closed in Texas. Now I don't know what Texas is going to look like when it comes in, but I don't believe that they were using exit polls. They stopped using exit polls entirely in 2016. They don't like them. Now they love them. I don't believe this. Jack says, hell no. I agree with you, Jack. Kathy says, Oklahoma being called for Biden too. Unbelievable. Oh, I know. This is unreal. It's kind of why I thought we needed to watch it together. But still, Alabama, 0.1% reporting. They've got it called. Checkmarked for Joe Biden. Josh says it's all part of the plan, buddy. It's all part of their plan. And if we allow it to play out, that's the way it'll go. But you can't allow a rigged election. It's something that everybody needs to be upset and raising awareness about. No matter how you feel politically, it's an election in this country, and they closed hundreds of polling stations. Those are the ones that I know of so far. I'm sure we will find more things coming out. But the things they did with preliminary ballots in California, this stuff is shady. And tolerating it is what's wrong with society right now. In a big way. That people who just maybe at the moment don't happen to be affected by it, you don't have a horse in that race, but you do though. If you care about your vote meaning something and democracy mattering in this country, which honestly, it doesn't that much. Not until we take over and fix it, restore it, tear it down, and build it back up into something that works for the people. Maine's looking good. Arkansas should be coming in at 7:30, it says. And Colorado will start coming in at 8. So here in about 30, 40 minutes, we'll have 2 more states coming in. But I don't like what I'm seeing from Massachusetts. Is this believable to you? Do y'all really believe that all of Klobuchar's supporters, all of Buttigieg's supporters, all of Steyer's supporters, all these other people magically went over to grandpa with dementia? Is that believable to anyone? Is there anybody that this is fooling? I mean, raise your hand because I want to ask you so many questions. I really want to know. Josh says Q has spoken. At this part, I know you're trolling me. Or did Q predict this? Kathy says Associated Press, Reuters, and the BBC. Okay. Well, we could pull up different ones. And just this was the easiest one I found to navigate that was going to update regularly. And it's probably best to take it in this way. Kathy says Biden wasn't even on the radar here 3 days ago. Everyone I've talked to either for dump or Bernie, no in-betweens. No, I don't believe this. I don't believe it at all. Not at all. This is ridiculous. I'm having a lot of trouble believing this as it plays out. They've got Biden leading in delegates already. Jack says, why do you think I cannot get a hold of the DNC office? Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're going to be letting that phone ring. Yeah, he didn't even know. Jack says Joe didn't think we were voting till Thursday. He thought it was Super Thursday. Josh says that anyone that didn't like that liked those other candidates already didn't like Bernie, so he just went to the biggest anti-Bernie candidate. So you're saying that many people are ridiculously stupid and vote against their own best interests to a degree that they would back a presidential candidate that is showing all the signs of early stages of dementia. That's what you think. That is the saddest report on humanity that I've ever heard. If that is the case, we got a lot of work in front of us, guys. We got a lot of waking up people to do, a lot of informing people and making people aware. Because if people are really that easily led, then the sheep moniker is apt. Maybe that is what we should be calling people. For a while, I was thinking that was too harsh, but maybe it is exactly what we should call people. Because you're trying to lose. Do you not see? By going with Biden, by putting your support behind Joe Biden, you're trying to lose. You're attempting to lose. You're definitely not trying to win. So I don't understand the strategy here. It makes zero sense to me. But I'm no political expert. I didn't start following politics this closely until 2015. There's a lot I don't know about how our political system works, but everything I find out makes me completely disgusted with it. To no end. To no end. I get to where I can't even stand looking at it. It's disgusting. I was trying to share this, but I'm not able to, so I'm just going to share it blind a little bit and get it out. See if we can get some people in here. And if you're here on YouTube, go ahead and take part in the show and comment. We're just watching this play out, and the next polls should come in at 7:30 from Arkansas, which I don't know how well we were polling there, but we were predicted to win 14 of 16 contests today. That's what we were predicted to win, is 14 of the 16 contests today. Look what's happening. It's making me sick. It honestly is. But nothing's over. California will, of course, be the last state to come in. And it's the most important one. Texas doesn't come in till 9. It's going to be a long night, guys. It's going to be a really long night. But we're going to have to push even harder now. All this means is we have to triple down. Because we can't give in. We can't allow them to break us or break us down or get us to quit or get us to back down. We can't allow them to win, to steal this, to try and morph into one political candidate and get the country to look the other way on the fact that he can't even complete a sentence. We can't allow this, because to allow this is to guarantee Trump wins. Turn a blind eye to what they're doing here. You're part of it. Don't come to us complaining when you're being trounced in the general election. When Joe Biden it can't even figure out where to show up. Goes in the booth and votes for Obama. He doesn't know where he is most of the time. That's who you want to put your support behind? That's where you want to put your you want to gamble your hopes and our future is on Joe Biden? Are you serious? Donald Trump would tear Joe Biden to shreds in a debate. To shreds. He would destroy him. He would beat him easily. Joe Biden's campaign could not in any way be effective. That is not a Bernie bro saying that because I'm hurt about the way that this is turning out. Oh, you're just upset. Take the loss. This is complete garbage. What's happening, what's playing out right now. I'm having a hard time watching my mouth. I may have to take that off the table, guys. That's usually a rule on this little show is I try to watch my mouth, but I may have to take that off the table. Jack says we, the majority of the people, are for Bernie 2020. So we're going to have to push hard. Push as hard as we can. And like I said, triple down. We do not give up. All they can do to stop us is break us, break our mindset, break our mentality, get us to sit down and be quiet. We got to get louder. There is no way I expected this. This is shocking. And this is kind of blowing up on Facebook for something I had difficulty sharing. So somebody with some sharing power has gotten this out. But thank you guys. This is just a little show, the Daily Bern. We gather every day and watch this fight, this revolution that we're in. And this was supposed to be a celebration. You know, being in this revolution is mentally exhausting. That's why I started this little show. And, you know, I'm being messaged that a lot of Republicans are voting for Joe Biden. And that is why he's crushing this primary right now. This is disgusting, guys. I don't believe North Carolina. Massachusetts is beyond my comprehension. I don't believe that at all. Oklahoma? Now, see, it's only at 4.5% reporting. But he's 5 points ahead of Bernie at this point right now. Yeah, Jack, it's a lot of pressure, though, because I don't know how to be upbeat here. You're choosing to lose. I really need the blue no matter who people and any Democrat to understand that if we allow them to do this, Donald Trump will win. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Joe Biden is not going to make it through this election. His record can't stand. He is a guaranteed way to make sure that Donald Trump is president for 4 more years. And we are going to do all we can to make sure that his career ends and he doesn't win. We won't be with you in this fight if you carry forward with Joe Biden. This revolution moves forward no matter what. We are not looking to negotiate. We are not looking for middle ground. And we have to start getting ready for the idea that this may lead to direct action. This may lead to us having to take to the streets. But this definitely is going to require a full commitment to see this all the way to the end. And it's going to be in the convention at Milwaukee. Because, you know, Josh is right. They're going to push for a brokered convention. They're going to try to steal this in a brokered convention. They're going to try and keep us from 1,991 delegates. And it looks like they may be able to do it. So we need to commit right now to being there. and do all you can to make sure that you go. Because we need massive turnout in Milwaukee. And they've already hired 4,000 police for Milwaukee. So it is going to take us being there physically to make this happen. We are going to have to overwhelm them. Milwaukee must be a sea of people. We must do everything to make sure that this takes place and that this becomes a reality. Everything is at stake here, literally everything. That's not me exaggerating, that's the fact of the matter. There's too much at stake. For us to not do everything. This is our time. And nothing will change under Joe Biden. He guaranteed it. He told his donors, don't worry, absolutely nothing will change for anyone in this room. He is the opposite of progress. So, us not coming with you as you choose to lose by backing Joe Biden, us guaranteeing that we will not come with you and guaranteeing that you will lose, don't hold that against us. We told you all along we would never support an establishment shill. You might as well just go ahead and get ready for the fact that Donald Trump will be president for 4 more years if you allow them to rig this primary and to do what they're doing right now. Joe Biden doesn't even want to be running for president, and he has no business running for president. He's a sick man. He's not mentally fit. And we will be doing our best job to tear him to shreds in the upcoming weeks and months. It's going to be a rough ride for Joe. And you can think we're being mean and you can think we're being bad Bernie bros for doing it, when in reality, all we're doing is preparing him for the trouncing that he would get in the general election. Donald Trump would eat him for lunch. And we all know it. We should know it, and you need to know it. So me telling you right now is just a statement of fact that no matter what you see on now in front of you, which is unbelievable to me, no matter what you see, he cannot beat Donald Trump. That is the reality of the situation. Half the country will be actively campaigning against him. He's a guaranteed loser. And the only way for this revolution to move forward and to win and to succeed is for everyone, literally everyone, to wake up and back Bernie Sanders. Because that is the only way that we are going to get health care as a human right. The only way that we're going to get lives with dignity. The only way that we're going to bring justice and compassion to society is to get behind Bernie Sanders. The only way to beat Donald Trump is to get behind Bernie Sanders. If we allow this, and I'm sorry guys, even though I'm preaching to the choir and we all understand what's at stake here and we understand how important this is, if we let them do this, if we don't dig deeper and push harder and get louder, then we're going to lose everything, and we can't do that. We've come too damn far, and they're not going to win. No matter what they do, it's not going to be enough to stop us. We are too big to rig. Our movement is too massive, and we are too powerful. This is unreal. I don't even really want to look at this anymore. I'm going to need therapy at the end of this. By the end of this fight, I'm going to need massive therapy. Hey, Steve. I don't know what's going on, man. Help me through this. Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. Help me through. Because I'm spiraling down. I'm spiraling out. I don't know what to do here. I'm ready to throw my vest on. I'm ready to hit the streets right now. So that's what we're going to have to do. It's going to take direct action. And I hope Bernie understands. I really do hope he understands that this must go on. If there's a broker convention and they pull shenanigans, this must go forward. And it's his responsibility at this point. I wasn't mad at him, I understood. I realized that strategically he had to wait for a better time. This does not stop. And I've been seeing that kind of language from the campaign, so I feel good about it. I feel good that they understand that, but this can't stop. This is our time. This momentum, this what's happened here, everything that we built, what are the odds that we'll ever get this put into place again? We have to do everything we can to overwhelm this rigged system. Steve says, I need therapy already. My goodness, right? I I don't know what to do. You can't sit on your hands. You got to do all you can. We got to spread awareness. So we're doing a great job. What we've done so far, what we've accomplished so far, is massive. And Biden's numbers right there represent basically three other people's, because Warren has no support. Look at this. And Warren plans to stay till the convention. Isn't that disgusting? That's got to be one of the most disgusting things. Warren is the worst out of all these. Oh, she moved up. Warren is the worst out of all these candidates. Yeah, Jack, you're right. I'm going to check in with it in a little bit. This revolution must happen. Sorry, guys, technical difficulty. There we go. This revolution must happen. It must succeed. We must win. We must do everything to make sure that we do. Hey, Brittany. I don't know. Brittany asks, how is Biden doing so well? I can't believe this either. I don't believe this. I don't know what's happening, guys. But Jack's right. I'm not going to give it any more airtime or any more validation. I'm just going to pull it down and we're going to bring up the regular set and we're going to talk about how we must do everything that we can to make sure this works, to make sure that this succeeds, to make sure that we move this forward. We must do everything in our power. So donate. Donate tonight. Reach out. See if there's a way you can volunteer. Push harder. Spread more truth. Spread more awareness. Do all that you can. Hey, Nissa, make sure that at the end of this, we've left nothing on the table. And if we do that, we will find that when the dust settles, and when this is all over, we will win. But it will take that. It will take us overwhelming them. It will take us doing all that we can do. And we lost a lot of people when I took down the results. Guys, I'll bring them back up. But if you really think we need that psychological abuse to sit there and look at this play out, it's disgusting what's happening right now. Steve says Biden has Alzheimer's. My mom died of it a few years ago. I know. Something's wrong with him, Steve. He's a sick man. And the country is sick. If they believe that Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump, and if they allow this, if we don't wake them, Donald Trump's guaranteed to win. And they know that. They know that. They understand that. And they're going to do it anyway. So what does that tell you? Edward says, burn it down. I'm with you. Bernie or vest, guys. This is not Bernie or bust. And that is not throwing a fit. That is the reality of the situation. That is where we're at. That is what has to happen here. This is Bernie or Vest. It's not Bernie or Bust. This is Bernie or Vest. We see this all the way through. And that is how we get health care as a right. That is how we get people a living wage. And that is how we make all of this happen. We don't do anything with this, any of this. We don't get any of it sitting around and waiting. We have to do all we can. All we can to make this happen. But Biden is a sick man. Biden doesn't want to be up there. Biden doesn't want to be running. He has no business up there. He'll lose. He will lose. Don't let this happen. And we must fight this with all we got. You know, I get what they were doing now, to a certain degree. They were lulling us to sleep. I didn't want to attack Biden because who wants to beat up on the old man? It's kind of like when George Foreman fought Evander Holyfield. Evander didn't really want to go after him because he's an older guy. He's like, well, if I beat him up, I beat up an old man. If I lose to him, I got beat up by an old man. I lose either way. He's a sick man, Biden. But he's also a bad man, and he's also terrible for this country. And I can't let this happen. We can't let this happen. We have to do everything we can to make sure. Sorry, guys. I don't know what was in my eye. I just realized I did that. Sometimes I forget I'm not on the radio. But we have to do everything to make sure this succeeds. To do all that we can to make this a reality. Or it won't be. So at the end, make sure that you've left no cards off the table. You've put it all in. We have to move this forward. We're going to push this up the hill against their will. And they will do all they can to stop us. Helene says Biden couldn't even finish the phrase, all men are created. Did you see that? Now, Corn Pop was a bad dude, but how much stuff did he rattle loose in Joe Biden's head? The guy is bad off. He's bad off. And anyone who would vote for him is clueless. And you're responsible for what's coming. You're standing in the way of progress. Your ignorance is standing in the way of progress. But we have to inform them. Right now I'm upset. It's upsetting what's happening, what's playing out. But we know what we need to do now. It's clear. And like I said before, don't look at it as bullying because Trump's going to tear Biden to shreds. Trump will eat Biden alive. He's loving this. And Josh might be right. A lot of Trump supporters might be voting for Biden in these primaries so that Trump doesn't have to run against Bernie. So that means we got to push even harder. Everyone is afraid of this revolution. Everyone is afraid of this movement and afraid of what we're trying to do. But what we're trying to do is needed. It is crucial. It must happen. It is necessary. This cannot fail. Edward says, thank you for the positive encouragement. You're welcome, brother. It isn't easy. I'll tell you that. This is a battle every day. But we must keep our minds straight. So I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm glad I decided to do this. And I'm glad people dig it. You know, because if they didn't, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself because I committed to do this every day because there needed to be a positive voice pushing us forward because we are doing the right thing. And whenever real change is happening, those in power will always try to make the people believe that it's impossible and that it can't happen so that they'll sit down and give up and quit because that's what they need us to do. But we can't do that. And we got to keep our minds straight, our minds strong, and stay determined, and we will win. So that's why I do my best to be a positive voice for this revolution and this movement. Becky says we need to keep on keeping on. This is just beginning, guys. I wanted this to be huge too. I wanted to be popping bottles and having a party. We got to triple down. We got to work harder. That's all. That's all we just found out. This is not over. This just began. So we're going to win. We're going to win because we cannot lose. We cannot lose. There is too much at stake. And this must happen. This must happen. It is not an option to fail. There's too much at stake. Way too much. But let me hear from you. What's your takeaway from this? Steve, what do you think? Becky says, thank you. I needed to hear this. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because, like I said, it is hard to do. I build my mind up before I get on here and talk to you guys. You know, and I've been told I shouldn't need to do that, but you absolutely do need to do that. Motivation is like bathing. It doesn't last. You need to do it every day. And our mindset, our belief that we can make this world better and make society better is what's going to make it happen. It's the reason why it's going to happen. But everything will be done to stop us, like we're seeing already. And we have to make sure that it's not enough and that it doesn't matter and that nothing can be done no matter what they try to do. We have to overwhelm them. So we have to keep waking people up. And there's apparently still a lot of sleeping people. And if Josh is right, a lot of cowards that don't want to run against this. Don't want to run against me and you. It's not Bernie they're afraid of, it's us. It's not Bernie they're trying to stop, it's us. It's always been us that they're trying to stop. It's always been us that they're trying to keep down. We can't allow it. We can't allow them to win. So do all you can. Double down, triple down, quadruple down. Do all you can. Dig deep. I may have to quit my job and devote myself to this revolution. I'm telling you, I've gotten myself to the point where I'm a full believer. And this must happen. Must take place. You know, I'm gonna see if I can't figure out a way to devote myself to this full time. I gotta get a vest and live the vest lifestyle. Kathy says I think it's all bullshit. Their little club is determined to lose to the orange monstrosity. Their plan is to lose. Their plan is to lose to Trump. They don't intend to win. They don't have any hope of winning or any illusions that they might win. They plan to lose because they want to stop us. If they wanted to win, they'd be backing Bernie Sanders. They would put all their support behind Bernie Sanders, but they don't want to win. They just want to make sure that we don't, because they need to sit back down. We are not going to do that. We cannot do that. This must move forward and we must succeed. And that's why it will succeed, because millions of us understand that. But you have to stay dedicated. You have to keep fighting, no matter what is done to break our spirit and break our will, and no matter how this plays out. And this doesn't stop. This keeps going, and we need to be there. We need to be ready to be there in Milwaukee. So everyone that can, please commit now and start preparing to physically be in the streets, showing our support. We need to overwhelm them. Becky says, I do it for my grandkids and for the grandkids of this country and around the world. We must. There is no future if we don't win. What is going on in this country is not sustainable. It cannot continue forward in this way. Massive change is needed. Massive change. This is the only movement offering that. The only movement looking to bring justice and compassion to society. We can make this happen. We can make this a reality. We're going to have to do all that we can. Absolutely everything. Jack says millionaires and billionaires don't want us to win, and if we don't win, they'll end up being trillionaires. They will take everything until there's nothing left to take, and then they'll just lord over it like a dragon in a Tolkien novel. They don't care. They have their greed and their lust for power will never reach its limits if we don't put a stop to them and do it right now, because like I said, we're not going to ever get a better opportunity than this, then really it's over. There is no hope. If we let this slip through our fingers, and it's ours to win at this point, if we let this slip through our fingers, then there is no future. This is our time. This is our movement. This is our fight. And we will win. Not Bernie, us. Because we believe. Now keep believing. Don't let them break you. Don't let them convince you that we can't win, that this can't be done. Because it can, and it is being done. Steve says, tonight will tell. I'm on pins and needles. California's results are the ones we're waiting on, really. And those are going to be the last to come in. Steve says it's all out war now against the establishment. Oh, it's full on war. We must take them down. You know, they are doing everything they can to stop us. But we can't let it work. We can't let them succeed. We must bring them down. Kathy says, getting in the streets is a huge gamble and too many of us are not gamblers. Well, I hope enough of us are. I'm a gambler. Sorry. I'm getting too riled up, too emotional. And I probably drink too much soda. Jack says, and I see a few people that are afraid of so much change. A lot of people are afraid of change. And it is that simple for some. They're not actively fighting against us. They're just afraid of change. We have to help them. We have to inform them, wake them up, help them be comfortable with progress. This is our responsibility and our job. We must do all we can to make this happen, no matter what gets in our way. I knew this would happen. I knew there would be shenanigans happening today. It bums me out, but it doesn't break my resolve. This fight is important. This is crucial. It's very important that we win, that we do everything that we can to win. So we'll be back on in a little while to recap some of the results and everything and hang out with you guys. But I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot. This is the Daily Bern. We do this every day at 7 p.m. and we will be back tomorrow for another episode. So come back and join the page, Our Revolution War Room. That is the home of this show. And I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Keep fighting out there and don't let this bring you down. We're going to win. Thanks for watching, guys.